Yo, what it is, you know what it is. It's your man, King Musa. Welcome to the Cheat Sheet, where we decode success from creators, professors, and business owners. I'm your host, King Musa, and today we'll be stepping into the world of military leadership and education with a distinguished guest. We're excited to have Lieutenant Colonel Gilberto Escobedo, head of Military Science Department at Stephen F. Austin State University, with us today. Lieutenant Colonel Escobedo is shaping the next generation of leaders through the ROTC program, and we're eager to hear about his leadership journey and insight. Welcome, Lieutenant Colonel Escobedo.
Hey, hello there, Lumberjack. Great to be here this early morning and have a great time. Thank you to Mr. Bailey for offering me this opportunity to speak to all of you here. Thank you.
Sir, I appreciate you being here. Look, this is 9 a.m. This is my first time having a 9 a.m. A 9 a.m. interview and everything. So I'm glad y'all wake up early.
Yeah, we wake up. In fact, like we say in the Army, we do more things than anybody else does. We're already up by 5 o'clock in the morning doing physical fitness, doing some exercises, getting some of the students ready to go to shape up their classes they get ready for.
Yes, sir. I like that. Now, you mentioned the Army, and I got to ask, what is your favorite branch of the military?
Well, I'm going to say, if you were to see me right now in uniform, you're going to say it's the Army, right? Well, of course it is the Army. I know we all compete with each other, but the Army is the best there is.
Yes, sir. So what stands out with the Army for you?
It's being able, the challenges they give us out there, all right? Either it can be the smallest thing by either doing a walk, a 10-mile walk, a run, or jumping out of the exciting things that I used to do back then out of an airplane.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, 30, 40 feet out in the air and just be silent until you hit the ground. That's exciting out there.
Man, that's so exciting. Well, let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about you. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and your role here at SFA?
Yes, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Gilberto Escobedo. I'm a native from Texas, south border down in Brownsville, Texas, by the border town there. I'm the professor of military science here at the SFA.
Yes, sir.
Luckily that I've been asking for this job for the past 3 times. Like you say, third charm is the charm.
Yeah,
so
third time's the charm. Yeah.
Yes, it's opportunity to be here. And finally, I get an opportunity to be here with this great university and great students.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's exciting. My next question would be your background. You know, when did you get into the military? Where are you from? I know you brought that up just a little bit. And then, where did you go to school? Things like that.
Yes, like I mentioned, I come from a border town, Brownsville, down in South Texas there. Some of you probably know South Padre, well, all the way down there.
Okay.
And I was in high school with the JROTC, Junior ROTC program there. I got excited to be part of the program. I was wearing, different uniform than that we're wearing now.
Right.
And then it inspired me to go further to be a leader, okay? A leader that liked to be in charge of a group of organization of students or just soldiers, okay?
Right.
And then on top of that, for the training piece. And then while I was going to school, college there locally, the local college, decided to take my degree in accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life there, be behind a computer, calculator, not jotting down numbers. I said, this is not good for me. So my inspiration was to go to the reserves.
Okay.
I remained in the reserve for about 10 years. Usually it's the opposite. When you go active duty, you go reserves. Well, I did the opposite. I stayed in the reserves for about 10 years. Already in my mid-30s when I decided to, guess what? My call is the military.
Right.
And I joined in 2000. So I got over 23 years of military service already.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Packed up my bags, picked up my child, my wife, and said, we're joining a different journey. And sure enough, after 23 years of military service, I'm still here, excited. And I've been around the world, not a lot, but I've been around for a little bit forward.
So when did you find SFA and how did that transition get?
SFA came out and in the Army, and like anybody else, gets advertised in a system.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it said hot assignment. They needed to fill this job. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been asking for an ROTC. Could have been anywhere around the state or around the country. I wanted to be part of an ROTC because I wanted to contribute back to the community what I learned.
Right.
Okay. So every time I would look at the computer once a day, once a week, once a month, I would look at it, and all of a sudden, maybe it was my faith. I opened up the system, looked it up, and said, "Oh, it says there ROTC."
Yeah.
Now, I was not looking forward to come to Nacogdoches, I'll be honest.
Right.
Okay. When I heard Stephen F. Austin, my mind was at UT Austin, the Longhorns. Awesome. Let me go to the Longhorns. And when I got to Longhorns, they said, no, you're making a mistake. Stephen of Austin is in Nacogdoches. I said, where's that at? Open the map. You'll see where it at. And I said, really? So I ended up here. But it was good. Like I said, it was
Okay.
faith. They brought me here. I'm enjoying. I'm really having a great time here in
Yes,
SFA.
sir. Okay, yes, sir. Outside of like the military science and everything you do in education, ROTC, what are your passions and interests? What do you like to do in your off time?
I like to do a lot. Of course, being in the military, it's a lot of the outdoors.
Mhm.
But I like to go out there fishing.
Okay.
I like to go out there fishing. I met one of my teammates here. He lives by the lake. We go out there once in a while. We go fishing out there. I do a lot of cycling. I like
Yes,
to
sir.
cycle a lot. So a lot of physical things. I used to be, not anymore. I used to be a marathon runner.
Right.
I'm trying to get back to it. Of course, as you know, knees kind of hurt by the end. But overall, that's the outdoors I like to do, going
Okay.
out there. And of course, I'm not gonna discount the most important thing in my life is the family.
Yes, sir.
Spend time out there. When I don't have time, I spend time with them over the weekends or whenever there's time off.
I like it. I like it. Let's go ahead and transition over to right back into your career. What would you say is the primary goal for the ROTC program?
The RTC program is to create, grow leaders of not a tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
today. Okay, that they have the leadership, they have the character to be able to lead.
Right.
Someday I'm gonna have to put this uniform away.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to step up and take my place. Might be better than me, or might be good better than me.
Right.
No matter. But they have to be able to lead an organization. It takes a while to lead. It takes a while to solve problems out there.
Right.
So our goal is to grow those leaders, be in charge. Being afraid, yes, everybody's gonna be afraid, but
Right.
have that courage to do that.
Okay, I like that. Yes, sir. Who are the students you look for, or what are the kind of students that join the ROTC program?
The students, we open it for everyone there is.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to challenge yourself out there and say you want to be part of the program,
Mhm.
by all means, go for it. The first 2 years before you contract, okay, and what contract means is once you sign on the dotted line that you really want to be a second lieutenant in the United States Army,
Right.
then of course you got an obligation. But before that, we give you that opportunity the first 2 years, either a freshman or a sophomore, or you are a sophomore before you're contracted.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see what the program is about. We offer you one semester or the second semester.
Right.
Come in checkouts. If you like it, we give you that opportunity. On top of that, we also offer those students the opportunity of a 2 or 3 year scholarship
Right.
because maybe they need something.
Yes, sir.
Plus a dormitory for free at no cost because the cost of living, of course, is high there.
Right.
So we open it to everyone, no matter what degree. The Army does not matter which degree you graduate with.
Yes, sir.
You want a degree, be physically fit, maintain a good GPA, and be able to take the challenges you had in front of you.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Now that's going back to your career journey. You mentioned using the ROTC program back in high school and everything. Where did the military take you? What did it teach you? And then kind of just the journey of that. I know we talked about how we got back to SFA, but kind of knowing a little bit more about your career journey.
Sure, no, definitely not there. When I took my commission, second lieutenant, I wanted to travel the world.
Mhm.
Okay, the Army offers that opportunity for them, for us to go travel. So I spent the first couple of years, I spent it in Fort Hood, now called Fort Cavazos,
Okay.
up in Killeen, Texas, Central Texas there. Spent my majority of the time there with them, moved around, and then decided that being in Texas was not enough. I wanted to
Right.
travel further, so they sent me over to Korea.
Mhm.
I went to explore their culture, get to know them, get to know the leadership. My ambition was to learn about leadership styles that they are out there. We can always just enclose about what you know there.
Right.
And then they decided to say, guess what, I want to go further than that. Now I want to come back to Texas, and they sent me over to Fort Bliss, Texas,
Okay.
El Paso. Got to know the West Texas, like
Yeah.
the cowboys and Indians out there. Wow. So I got to see, in fact, I even saw the first tumbleweed. Never seen a tumbleweed. And I said, wow, that's a tumbleweed. So I enjoyed the time out there. I got to know more of the leadership style, got to more of the leaders to
Mhm.
work with. As you go up the ladder, you get to know who you're working with. All right.
Right.
You start out with either a captain or lieutenant. Next time I know, I'm already talking to a general.
Mhm.
All right. I'm already sweating behind my pants over here. Said, oh boy, a general I can talk to. And then they sent me over to Panama.
All right.
I've done some Panama trips out there with it. over to Fort Lewis, now
Okay.
called GBLM, Joint Base up in the Washington State.
Okay.
Got to know there. That's a rainy place out there, state.
Mhm.
Get to join that. Bring me back to Texas, to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio.
Right.
Beautiful place there. I got to know the area. Got stationed there a few times there. And then finally, they brought me here to Nacogdoches, where I'm
Mhm.
at. So that's been around my time. Besides my deployments that I've been 3 times deployed,
Right.
twice to Iraq and once to Afghanistan.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate your service. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Now you've seemed like you've been in a lot of places. You've seen a lot of things, and you've done a lot of things. What was the biggest challenge in your role now? Being the leader of the ROTC program, and then what were some challenges that you had back then?
Okay. One of the challenges, that's a good point there, and everybody goes through this a lot, is to delegate.
Hmm.
It's a delegation piece.
Oh man.
When they give you we call it a task, a
Mhm.
mission, right? You want to be in charge of it, right? Either because you want to get credit or because you really love it, you have inspirations, you want to accomplish that mission, that tasking, right?
Yes, sir.
But you got to keep in mind that you have folks that can help you with it.
Yeah.
And when you own something, you don't want to give away. So as you go up the ladder, it's hard to give that tasking, that mission to someone. And all the leaders happen to it, and I'm one of them, and I'm still speaking right now. And I'm surprised that you asked that question because I just talking to my boss 2 days ago. He said, "What is one of the challenges?" I said, yeah. Oh, man, it's to delegate. So okay, we want to work a little bit more on that.
Okay.
So my team here, I have delegated more responsibility to them. Okay, go take this responsibility because
Right.
otherwise, if you don't delegate, you're not empowering your team.
Yeah.
All right, you're not showing them responsibility. You're not letting them grow. All right, you growing, but not your team.
Right.
So that is one of the challenges that I get through for Miss a lot. And other things that has moved forward with me is listening.
Okay.
Sometimes we talk too much and we don't
Mhm.
listen. All right. And so one of the things that I learned through my career was that I will force myself and hear people out there, kind of blind myself with it, or briefers. Okay, this is a good example right here. That when they were doing briefings,
Right.
I didn't even know what the topic was about. I would walk into those briefings and I would learn how they speak,
Mhm.
how will they move their gestures, what type of props they use, what type of slides they use. Did they
Right.
use a joke? Did they talk serious? So I got to learn that. I was very intimidated, more introvert type of style.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Okay. And you mentioned two great things. Listening. I had to learn two tips was learn to listen and listen to learn. And you will never learn to listen if you're always talking. And like listen and silence both have the same letters. And then you also mentioned delegation. One of the challenges I believe, that delegation brings, especially like in the radio station now for me, is it's hard to hand off something that you can do, you can handle, it's going to be, at perfection and things like that. But like you said, they don't grow, and you as a leader, you don't see your leadership growing and things like that when you're not able to pass that along. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Next question is, what should students and faculty know about the RTC program and its opportunity here at SFA?
Sure. Mentioned earlier, the RTC program is open for everyone.
Right.
Okay, anybody can join, no matter what the degree you're looking for.
Mhm.
We give you an opportunity the first 2 years that if you want to decide you want to be part of the program, we give you that opportunity. Maintain a 2.0. That's the most important thing, to
Right.
maintain a 2.0 on your 4.1 scale. Be present for class,
Right.
okay, and attend some of the labs. The labs that we have, we go out to the field.
Hmm.
We either teach you winter survival, we teach you how to navigate during the day at night,
Right.
how to shoot a rifle for those that haven't had an opportunity, how to march, how to
Right.
dress up. Right? I know everybody. That's the basic stuff. I mean, oh, that's not really good to know. It is. That you got to stay with the
Yeah.
fundamentals. That is one of them. The other thing we offer too is the scholarship.
Okay.
Right? If you know that you want to get a scholarship, either you financially or you still want to have some more money, we have a 2-year or 3-year scholarship.
Hmm.
Okay, and if you need a place to sleep, to bed down, we offer you a dormitory
Right.
for free at no cost. Okay, the university is offering that to us, so students can come over and stay in there. Sometimes staying outside the university, it's not good. guess what? We got you. Come over.
Right.
We offer that to you there. And also having fun. It's not just about work, or
Yes,
having
sir.
it's about fun. We have enjoyments. We have social events out there. We participate. I don't know if you all seen us. We participate in the football games. We
Okay.
have three great
Yes.
organizations. We have the cannon crew.
Mm-hmm.
They fire that cannon. That's the most fireable thing there's out
They're
here.
so loud.
It is. And then we have a color guard
Yeah.
carrying our nation's colors. Then we got another organization called the Austin Raiders.
Mm.
Those date back to 1968 when during the Vietnam War, they wanted to set up a team to be able to survive. So they go a little bit beyond what we do. So it's an organization. In fact, this morning they were training out there to see who got nominated.
Yes, sir.
And then we have the next one is called the Ranger. You all see in the movies, you'll heard about the Ranger teams. We also grow leaders. So all those organizations are growing leaders
Right.
to be in charge of an organization that one costs money, costs lives, but able to lead a small group.
Yes, sir. Okay. That sounds like some exciting things going on over there. What lesson have you learned in the military or being in this leadership role that you think others should know?
Okay, you got to be patient.
Okay.
That's number one thing. Might be small, but be patient. I will say that I don't know if you've seen the movie A Million Miles Away.
Mm-hmm.
This was about an immigrant that crossed the border. Okay, but the main thing I wanted to talk about that is that it took 30 years for him to be an astronaut.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, for me, my lesson has taken me 24 years.
Right.
I'm waiting for my next rank, which is a bird. We call it the bird, which is the full bird colonel.
Okay.
All right, has taken me about 24 years just to get up to this point. Am I giving up? No.
No.
Usually everybody gives up at a certain time. Okay, well, I'm finished the run. I'm not doing it anymore. I said, no. Try. If you don't try,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're not going to know your limitations. And you got to keep moving forward. Patience is number one that you have to give out there. And always try to get to yes. There's something that we always use in the Army. How to get to yes.
Right.
If you fail a course, how do I get to yes? Do I pass that?
Mm-hmm.
That means I have to study a little bit more. Or if you're faced with a challenge
Right.
of climbing a mountain, it's not about giving up. How do I get to yes? How am I going to climb that mountain out there?
Yes, sir.
In the Army, we do the same thing. I either didn't fire too well with my rifle, didn't qualify. How am I going to get that better? How am I going to get better runner?
Right.
So how to get yes. That's all the things that I learned during my time is how to get yes and be patient. It will come.
Okay. Yes, sir. If you don't mind me asking, what advice would you give to students who are looking to join the ROTC program or even into the military?
Yes. One thing you have to keep in mind is we in the military and any military forces out there, any of the armed forces out there, we strive for discipline.
Mm.
All right, you got to be a disciplined person. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, you might not like to get your haircut done.
Right.
All right, we have to have that. Or you might not like to wear the uniform and you want to wear civilian clothes.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
But that's a discipline that we grow there. So you have to be that discipline out there, able to train.
Mm-hmm.
All right, training is going to be hard. So, but you have to be able to train. So if it takes you a little extra mile, an extra day to train, by all means, you have to give it all you got out there.
Yes,
Well, of course,
sir.
we're not going to break you
Right.
and you have to go to the doctor every single time. No, but we'll just try to get you stronger at what it is.
Yes, sir.
Have the motivation. Motivation to be out there. Say, guess what? Yes, if it's 5 o'clock, if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to do what I'm required to do. And that's my day for the rest of the day. Those are the things that we got to keep in mind out there. And always be prepared. You got to be prepared for everything that happens out there. All right? And we have determination and courage
Right.
to be able to work through all these challenges you have.
Yes, sir. Is there anything else you want to share about, what's going on in ROTC, any events or, promotions that y'all want to give?
Guys, I mean, girls, by all means, I say just come over. All right, we have a lot of things to offer in the ROTC. We have a great team. We're getting ready to go to Kingsville. There's a big organization, 10 to 11 ROTC programs are going to get together
Yes.
and compete for one trophy. But it's not just about a trophy. It's about bringing people together, a commodity team.
Right.
Sooner or later, they're going to meet together in the Army someday. They're going to see each other. But it's trying to bring everybody together, going through a challenging of obstacles they never
Yeah.
done before. Overcoming all those obstacles. They call us the combat athletic.
Yeah.
Because in athletics, we do the same thing, but on a combat speed.
Yes,
So
sir.
you imagine your body being so hurt trying to carry so many things. That's what we're trying to do out there. So that's one event. And of course, come and see us out there in the football games. We have that cannon. You're welcome to go out there, and if you want to touch it, by all means, there's nothing wrong with it. You can touch it, take pictures.
Yes,
By all
sir.
means, come by and join one of these great organizations. It's awesome to be part of this great ROTC program. If you just want to come in and just test yourself to see if you can do it, no obligations until you sign the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Right? But I offer you, come over. We have a great time. And believe me, we can enjoy it together.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Escobedo, for sharing your leadership journey and experience with us today. It has been inspiring to learn about your work and preparing future military leaders through the ROTC program. Remember, listeners, success comes from discipline, dedication, and a strong sense of purpose. Subscribe to the Cheat Sheet and follow us on social media and stay connected. This is King Musa signing off, encouraging you to stay disciplined and lead with integrity.